Won't he do it? I hope everyone's feeling blessed. My name's Amir. Welcome to the channel where we glorify God daily. Look, I'm tired of hearing people repeatedly blame things on the enemy, saying the enemy is doing this, the enemy is really trying, the enemy is doing X, Y, Z. But sometimes we just need to look at ourselves and think, are we doing enough? Or is it us? Is it us that needs to really be examined? Because yes, when we look at things that are of God, when we look at good righteousness, when we look at the fruits of the spirits, we can then look at things that are not of the spirit, the fruits, and we look at things that are not of God, and we can say, oh, if it's not of God, then it's of the world, and that is of the enemy. So really and truly, it is still the enemy, but we are in control sometimes of our own situations and our own choices. Just as we have been given free will, we either accept Christ or we don't. We have free will. So is it our neglect which is taking us away from God? Is it our disobedience and not being attentive to the word of God that leads us into making these poor choices that we might make? We need to really sit down. In Lamentations 3:40, it says, let us search out and examine our ways and turn back to the Lord. Because sometimes we turn our backs on the Lord and we go for some time and we come back expecting things to just be how it was before. So like when you're new in your walk with Christ, right, you're just on fire, and you're always going to go through a season where you're on fire. But then at some point it kind of slows down, and sometimes you might not be with God as much as you are. And you might come back thinking, yeah, God is going to be right there just how he was. And yes, he is. But however, this is where the issue is. He's going to be right there, but you're not even familiar, or you can't even recognize the way in which you used to be with him and be present with him. So it's causing you to almost question God, like, where are you? Why is the enemy doing this? Why is he doing that? When really it's your disobedience and your neglect towards the Lord. So we need to fix that. We need to work on it. Let us come back to the Lord in its entirety, in its fullness. Let's make time for him today.